Hello and welcome to Breathing Design. In this video, let's take a look at how to model a multi-story building. So this tutorial will be about modeling an apartment that has similar floor plans. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is set the levels. So for that, go to elevations and under that, pick any one of these. As you can see, we have various levels over here. Now I do have a tutorial about how to create and delete levels or change the values and change the namings and all of that. It's a detailed video. If you're a beginner and if you don't know how to do this, just go watch that video first and then uh, it becomes a lot easier for you guys. So as you can see, there are already two levels over here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a couple more. So for that, under architecture, just click on level or type LL. So the height that I'll be using for each floor will be 10 feet. And okay, so as you can see, I've created another new level. So when I created this, simultaneously another floor plan was updated over here like this. So similarly, if I just copy paste this one like this, it won't be showing here under the floor plans. The views will be there. You have to go to view and then access it. But it's always better to just go to architecture and then create a new one. So I'm going to create another one. So the base one, I'll be naming it as ground floor. Just press on no because I don't want to change the names over here. And this will be the first floor. So I think this is enough. And finally, I'll be creating a level for our terrace. Alright, so this way all of the levels are created and this will have to be your first step while modeling a multi-story building. So the next thing we're going to do is import a CAD plan. If you want to create it from the beginning, you can go ahead and do that. I also have a video tutorial on how to create a 2D and a 3D floor plan. I will be linking that as well. So you can go ahead and check that out and come back here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and import a CAD plan. Alright, so this is what my floor plan looks like. Here I have a 2 BHK and similarly I have another 2 BHK over here, and in the middle I have a lift and a staircase and a passageway. So this is what the floor plan looks like, and I'm just going to go ahead and start modeling it. So the first thing is I'll be creating a compound wall that will basically be the exterior walls of this. So for that, I'm basically at level 1, which is at ground level. So this is perfect. So the first thing is go to architecture and click on wall. Let's measure the dimension of the wall first. It's 6 inches. So I'll be taking a 6-inch wall, change the location align to finish face interior, and set the constraints properly. From ground floor to first floor. Press and apply. And just create walls over this. So alright, instead of giving these walls, I'm just going to keep them straight like this here as well, since these are just compound walls. Alright, let's take a look at it in 3D view. Alright, so this is what it looks like. This is on the ground floor, and let's move, and this is what it looks like in the section. And let's move ahead with the first floor. So go to level 2. You can see the floor plan, but it's a little too light because the floor plan exists in level 1. So let's go to level 1, click on the floor plan, and change the base level to first floor. Alright, so that way we have the floor plan in this level, and I can clearly see all the lines. So let's start modeling the walls over here. Make sure the constraints are set properly. Alright, so if you look at it in 3D view, so this is what it looks like. Alright, so there is no need to draw the interior walls because they won't be visible on the outside. So I'm just going to keep it strictly exterior. And then if you want to create like a proper floor plan, you can go ahead and model the interior walls and place all of the components like this. Place the stairs and the lift and everything. So if you want to learn how to place components or how to create components, there are videos in my tutorial. So you can just go ahead and check those. Alright, so I've modeled all the exterior walls. Now let's go ahead and place the windows that are there. So as you can see, I cannot see the windows that were seen because this is in hidden line mode. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to wireframe. So that way you can see the floor plan easily over the walls as well. So now on the exterior side, I have these windows and a couple of doors that I have to place. So let's go ahead and do that. This is not exactly to the dimension of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it like this. And there is a sliding door over here. Alright, so I've placed the windows for this side of it. Since both these floor plans are similar, it's literally the same including the dimension. So I'm just going to mirror all of these elements to that. So here's how you do it. So just select these doors and windows. Just unselect this wall. So as you can see in the 3D view, just the windows and the doors are selected. So if you want, if it's the same thing on the other side as well, you can mirror it. Before that, I'll just be drawing an axis, a central axis. Pick a reference plane, pick a center of this line, and draw an axis over here. And now select all of these doors and windows. Alright, make sure everything is selected. And then pick this option that is mirror pick axis and click on this reference plane. So that way all of our windows and doors that we had created will get copied. So this makes the job a lot easier and it's a lot simpler. Alright, so once we have done that, let's just add floors to both these levels. So first let's add a floor to level 1. Go to floor. Similarly, let's add a floor to level 2 as well. This is pick walls and this is pick lines. So this way only the lines will get selected. Since we already have walls over here, I'll go ahead with pick walls. Again, this way you don't have to actually sit and manually draw all of the lines. This makes the job a whole lot easier. Okay, set the level correctly to first floor and add a height offset of 4 inches. Alright, as you can see, the floor has been created like this. This place is empty. I'm not quite sure if you can see it, but this is empty. So let's add floors to those as well. Since it's the same on this side as well, I'm just going to mirror it. Alright, so we've got the floor exactly over here. So now as you can see, we have a floor over here. Alright, so we're done with the floor, and the next thing we'll be doing is adding window boxes to these. Now in order to add window boxes, we'll be modeling it in place. It will be casework modeling. So this you can apply it, this method you can apply it to any shape that you want to, or any design that you want to. You just have to understand the design and you can create anything you want. So let me just hide this floor plan. Okay, before we go ahead with window boxes, let's add railing to these balconies. So for the railings, I'll pick the glass panel and mirror it. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so let's go ahead and model window boxes. So for that, go to one of the sections, one of the elevations, so it makes things easier. So here, go to component, and under component, go to model in place and pick casework. So here, let's give it a name of window box. Okay, and pick extrusion. Pick a plane, and the plane will be on top of the wall. Okay, let's pick the rectangular option and draw an outline around the frame of the window. And pick that box again and pick an offset of, say for example, 6 inches, and draw over the boundary that we just drew. Since we have given the offset, this is how it looks like, and press OK. So if you look at it in 3D view, so this is what it looks like. So this way you have a window box. So similarly, you can, move this around, create designs that you want to, and you can just play around with this. Now, say for example, I want to add a mini planter over here so that plants can be added, hanging plants and stuff like that, to make it more beautiful. So for that, let me just show you how it's done. Go to edit extrusion, and let's keep this at 2. Okay, now as you can see in the 3D view, this is blocked. The bottom portion of the window is blocked through this. So let's create a void over there. So for that, go to create void forms. Let's go to the top view, wireframe. Okay, so as you can see, this is what it looks like, and let's set the plane to the top of this extrusion. Okay, and create a void. And from the exterior of this, let's give it 2 inches. Alright, so since we had picked this plane, it has come like this. You can always move this. Alright, so as you can see, this way we have a planter, and here we can keep potted plants, and it can come out of this window like this. So like this, you can create anything with the help of extrusion and void forms. Once you're done, click on Finish More. Alright, so if you want to create like wall claddings, wall panels, or any kind of extrusion like bars and anything like that, you can go with this option. It's much easier and you can play around with it. Alright, and for these two windows that are in the living room, I'm going to create a single window box. So similarly, go to Architecture, Component, Model in Place, Casework, and name it to Window Box 2. Yeah, and then press on Extrusion, pick a plane. The plane is going to be on the wall. And let's repeat the same steps. Alright, so this is what it looks like. And if you want to make the width a little smaller, you can change that over here and like this, so it becomes a little smaller. If you want to increase it, you can change that over here. So like this, you can change the width of this extrusion. The start is going to be at 0 because you've picked the wall. So I'm going to keep this at 1. Alright, so like this, I've created 2 window boxes, and then on the other side of it, instead of giving a window box, I'll just give it a chajja. So let me show you how that is done. Let's pick an elevation. Alright, so here, go to Architecture, Component, Model in Place. I'm keeping the dimensions entirely random. This is just to show you how it's done. So like this, you have a chacha. So you can give this also a shape if you want to, and this is basically how it's done. So once you're done, click on Finish. And now let's go to this one and just copy these, just mirror these two to these windows as well. Alright, and similarly let's copy paste these churches as well. Alright, as you can see, I have created all of the extrusions that I wanted to create, and once I'm done with that, I'm just going to copy all of this and paste it to the next levels as well. To do that, just select everything that is there in this floor. You can either do that in this section, or you can just go to the floor plan and you can just select everything. Make sure the floor plan is not selected because it's not required. And if you come back, just make sure all of the elements are selected. So once you've selected everything that you need, all you have to do is click on copy, and then here under paste you have align to selected levels. Go there and just pick all of the levels that you want to paste it to. Now I want this in the second and third floor, so I'm just going to, by pressing on control, I'm going to pick these two floors and press OK. Alright, so it's been pasted. Alright, as you can see, this is the entire elements have been copied. Okay, these were left out. The chachas were left out. So it's very important that you check before you copy it. Alright, so these are done. And then finally, let's model the terrace part of it. So for that, go to level 6. Okay, as you can see, it's all empty over here and you cannot really view any of the floor plans or the walls that were there below. So for that, if you want to see what's below this floor, under properties, go to underlay and range base. Since it's none over here, you cannot see any of the things. So the right below terrace, we have third floor. So press on that and then you can see whatever's below it. Now let's go ahead and model the walls for the terrace. And let's keep the height to 4 feet. And let's create a floor for this as well. Alright, now the entire building has been completed. Now I just want to add a big casework in front of the building, like over here. So this space is basically where all of the stairs are. So I just, instead of this, I just want, in front of these stairs, I just want to add a casework. So to do that, go to east, go to component, model and place. So this is another type. This is a much complicated one. So let me show you how it's done. Go to pick a plane and pick any of these walls. Alright, so this is what it looks like. And then in the center of this, I want to add bars. I want to add steel bars. So now how do you model that is basically go to the top view and create an extrusion. Pick a wireframe view so that all of the lines are visible correctly. So let's add a diameter of 1 inch. and align this to the end line of this. And now let's just copy paste these bars. So this is basically one way to do it. There are so many other ways that you can do it. Once you keep practicing and you'll figure things out and you'll have a method of your own. You can use array, and there are various number of options that you can choose from. Let's drag this to the top of this casework and the bottom. Alright, press on finish model. So this is basically, as you can see, we've created metal bars. So like this, you can create any casework that you want to. And then here the front wall, I'm just going to reduce the height of this. You can either give the top offset in negative if you want to reduce the height. 10 minus 4, 4 feet. You can either do it like this. Alright. So as you can see, this wall is correctly aligned in the front, and here it is like this. So if you want to change that, just pick this wall and go to disallow join and then align this correctly. Alright, so this is how it's done. And then let's just add a couple of gates here at the front. Let's change the width to something a little larger. Like this. And just mirror it to the other side as well. Alright, so now we have 2 gates in the front, and now I want to add a couple of railings here in the corners. So to do that, I'm just going to do that in 3D view only, or you can go to the level 6 and do it. Anything is fine. I'm just going to do that in 3D view. Let's drag it back to this level. Alright, so I'm just going to add a railing over here. So for that, go to architecture, railing. I'm going to go ahead with handrail pipe and set the base level to terrace. Press OK. So this is what it looks like, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so now we have created the railing as well, like I needed it. So this is pretty much done, and this is what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any more doubts or concerns, please reach out, or if you have not understood something, please comment in the comment section. I'll reply back to all of your comments and clear all of your doubts. Thank you so much.